And what has happened to it? In any case, let me assure you, we are not duplicating anything. We are taking all that have
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I believe we have a tranquil night rest. I'll just wait for like 2 minutes for some other people to join us. Once it's 8:05, I will start fully. Once it's 8:05, I will start fully. And just we will be looking at some of the fundamentals that we are actually expecting today and what we expect the reactions of the market to be to these fundamentals. And once it's 8:05, I will start fully. Just stay connected. All right. So it's 8:05 now. So let's start. Others will join us. Um, you know, since Monday, there have not really been any serious fundamental like that moving the markets. Like Monday, the new home sales data that came out from the US zone, which was not really good. It was bad for the dollar and gave a kind of sentiment. So, prior to this week, all through last week, dollar has been kind of gaining strength. And, if you check UX index, you will see that. Okay, well, I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that once I open the chart. You will see that dollar has actually been pushing up, and that happened immediately after the what's it called, the FOMC minute report that came out. That was it last week Thursday or Wednesday? So which actually gave a kind of sentiment that since US actually holding their interest rates and they are not cutting it as they said from the beginning of the year that they will be cutting it, looking forward to March that they're going to cut it, which they eventually did not cut. So in a way, that actually sent a kind of sentiment to the markets. As we saw prior to that time, the CPI data, the PPI data, and like I was discussing with some people before the FOMC minutes time that there's no way US will be cutting their interest rate at the moment, considering the fact that they still have inflation in the economy. What they're actually looking forward to is that they want to bring the inflation back to 2.2, and at the moment the inflation level is still around 3 point something. So until they are able to achieve that particular control on their inflation, they might not be able to cut that interest rate. So that was actually what brought about, most of the times when you are expecting news like that, some of the time you need to go and check some data that are actually going to be determined if other ones are going to be valid. Now, it's just like saying that unemployment claim. You checked unemployment claim and you see that, oh, the unemployment claim, the employed people has dropped. There's no increase in employed people, and you want to check unemployment. You should know that if they have not employed many people that week, definitely there are many people that will still be filing for unemployment claim. So some of those data like that, when you see this, you can actually predict what the outcome of the order is going to be like. So why am I saying all of those things? I'm actually saying that to prepare our minds for most of the fundamentals that we are expecting. So sometimes you should be able to at least look at some of these things yourself. The reason why we do money market review is to educate our traders to be able to see and to be able to at least do some of these things themselves. Don't always wait that until when they call it trade. You don't become a successful trader like that. Don't always wait until when they call it trade. You should be able to analyze some of these things yourself. Rally Trader has actually produced that platform for us to be able to learn and equip ourselves with necessary knowledge that we need to be able to do well in this market. So yesterday as well, the CB consumer confidence data that came out from the US zone, it was not also good for them, but surprisingly, after that news came out, just few minutes after dollar started gaining strength, and I was just like, I was even asking what's actually responsible for this. But you will notice, check some of the currency that dollar actually gains strength against, like euro at the moment is also struggling. So that's why, when you want to compare two currencies together, even though dollar is weak, which other currency are you pairing with it that can actually override dollar? If the other currency too at that moment is very weak, that one is even weaker than dollar, definitely expect dollar to still strive, comparing that to currency together. Check dollar, euro, EU, GU, AU. Yesterday, most of these three instruments, I think those are some of the instruments I checked personally yesterday. So I saw that they were actually going in favor of the dollar. So today Wednesday, we are expecting, the CPI data from Australia has already dropped, which is negative for them. So, and by by 9 a.m. this morning, we're expecting the Spanish flash CPI later that's going to come out as well. And even by 11 p.m. later this evening, the FOMC member will going to speak. So these are just the two news that will be having those, one high impact and another one, which is that Spanish flash is medium impact. So just look out for before those this time. So majorly you'll be trading this market technically today. Be trading this market technically today. I want to share my MT4. I believe we cannot hear me. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing my MT4 now. So and I'll actually be starting with let's see the AU that actually let's see AU. Okay. So okay. Okay, this is AU. This AU. So this money, if you're actually going to be trading AU, like I usually advise, if you are trading currency, ensure you use a very good lot size. Ensure you use a very good lot size. You are trading currency and you are using 0.01. Like I used to tell my clients, don't send the profit to me. I don't know how much you are going to be making on currency using 0.01. I sincerely do not know. So I advise that when you're trading currency, use a very good lot size to enter the market. And this morning, I'm still expecting that EU is still going to push up a little more. And at least from this current, where it is now, I'm still expecting it to push up onto 0.65375, 0.65375, 0.65375. So, and that's where it started dropping from today. So you can actually enter on EU now and actually enter for that buy on AU, sorry, it's not EU, that's AUD USD. So you can actually enter the moment and follow it down to that 65373 on AU. Alternatively, if this instrument is able to close this current candle bearish, if this, yes, it closed bearish below the previous candlestick, this close below it, then you can enter for yourself at price level 0.65221, at price level 0.65221, and then follow it down to the lowest level of today, around 0.65128, 0.65128. But I know that if you had actually entered on EAU by now, it's still going up. It's still going up. So I'm expecting it to still push up at least to this particular place. Normally, if you go on 4-hour time frame, if you go on 4-hour time frame, you will still see that AU is still going to be pushing up. Now, how do I know? If you check this particular movement from here down here, so I was actually expecting this instrument to still push up very well before it started tracing, but that yesterday had actually effect on it now. So it's trying to recover for this particular move of yesterday. So AU is still going to be pushing up on, if you are a swing trader and you want to take a position around this, you can still enter a buy on AU and still follow it up. Use a very good lot size. So that's for AU. That's for AU. That's for AU. So that's for AU. Looking at USD card. USD card. Now, USD card is on 1 hour time frame. Yeah. So USD card normally I'm expecting USD card to sell. I'm expecting USD card to sell. Even though yesterday I've actually entered for a sell on USD card from this particular place here. I've entered for a sell here. That was since Monday. Yeah. And I was actually trying to swing that trade. So I entered for a sell from here. So, and my take profits around here. So, got here before it started reversing again. After that, yesterday afternoon, the New York session opened. So I'm still expecting this instrument to sell. But how? Now, once it's able to break below this quote support, once it's able to break beyond this quote support. Now, I want to tell us something. Whenever you are trading between support and resistance, I want you to know that support and resistance is a zone, not a line. It is a zone, not a line. So when you are setting your take profit or you want to wait for market to break a support or a resistance, ensure that you capture that zone. Don't just look at the line, because most of the times you probably have seen instrument just, breaking that line and still reverse, go back. And you'll be like, but this thing has, this thing should continue on that. So support and resistance is not a line, it's a zone. So the zone could still be around, it could still be something from here to here. So the fact that the market actually go beyond the line does not mean it's continuing that trend. You need to most times wait for a confirmation before you actually you can confidently enter that market. That has happened to many people at times, but they will tell me, or they will tell, but you said once it break that place, I should enter. Now, support and resistance, I repeat again, it is a zone, not a line. You must have that at the back of your mind. So that will pre-inform you anytime you want to enter a trade. You know that I'm not looking for that line. In fact, there are actually some indicators that will have it as they will just paint out that particular place, not as a line now. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this so we will know that if you are asked to wait for a particular instrument to break a quote support, to break a support or a resistance, many people, they don't even wait to enter at that price level you called for them. Once it break it like this, they think that it's just a line, they enter and the market reverse. So I will enter this trade once it's able to get to this particular area. Yeah, price level 1.35792, 1.35792. I will enter myself from there and follow it down to this verify support. Verify support. Yeah, at price level 1.35531, 1.35531. Now, this is actually what I was saying earlier. Check this particular place now. Normally, many of us, we expect this market to touch this line, this verified support, before it reverses. But you can see, like I said, it's a zone. This particular market started retracing at this point without even touching the line. But I can tell you for sure that this is also a support area because it's a zone. Once it entered the zone, it could reverse anywhere. Most of the time, when you see that it breaks that place, maybe there is actually a pressure on maybe the bulls or the bears, bullish pressure in the market that time. That's what could make it to just break that line. That does not mean that it has successfully broken that zone. Are we together now? So enter for your sell around this particular place and follow it down here. Alternatively, if this market choose to go otherwise, just wait for it to break above today's high and enter for buy, follow it down to this verify resistance. Wait for market to break above today's high and enter a buy to this verify resistance. Price level 1.35997 buy on USD CAD, 1.35997, and take your profit at 1.36075. Now on sell, enter at price level 1.35792 and take your profit at 1.35531. That's that on USD CAD. I think I've done. Okay, this is USD JPY. USD JPY. Yeah, USD JPY. Okay, USD JPY. No, USD JPY has been doing a kind of a ranging. I don't really like trading ranging market. See, this is on 1 hour and it's still just dancing like this. It's still dancing like this. So I'm coming. Okay. So let's take NZD USD. Let's take NZD USD. Then this direction is still a bit clear. So now on NZD USD, I've told you to, take a buy position on NZD USD. You can actually enter a buy position at the moment. Now, just know that, however, you preferably you can actually wait for price to close above today's high. Yeah, around 0.60089, 0.60089. Then take your profit at yes, 0.60271. That's NZD USD. Now, why did I say we should wait? The check, this market has actually been pushed up here, move down. So I'm expecting it to still push up. But most of the time markets respect the support and resistance zone. Let me apply it. You'll see that there is a support. Okay, yeah, it's good. Okay, so I'm still expecting it to push up to this particular place. So on NZD USD, you still can enter an instant buy now. Yes, you can enter an instant buy now on NZD USD and follow it to the verify resistance. The verify resistance. Follow it to the verify resistance. You can take your profit around price level 0.601, 0.60165, 0.60165. That's that on NZD USD. I don't have a sell preference on NZD USD. Thank you so much. We'll be having some banks now joining us. Again, thank you.
Okay, so looked at currencies. Move on from currencies. Let's check out some commodities, and I think I would start with indices. Actually, okay. Okay, clearer view. To look at the dollar index, you notice that even if we've not had so much move, we still have a range that the dollar is just having since it retraced from FOMC. Now, this is daily time frame, and you can see that yesterday's candle closed as a hammer. You understand? Dollar was kind of rejected at a weak resistance here. A horizontal line will show you here that what happens to the dollar index around this point here is the same thing that happened around here, and we had quite a huge fall in the market, right? When the dollar approached this point. But the dollar was also rejected around here, and we saw a bit of a rejection. Rejection I don't expect to last for too long. If FOMC was not able to keep the dollar down so much, I think that we may actually continue strength, right? So let's begin with let's go to DE40. Look at what DE40 is about this morning. First of all, let's look at it on the daily time frame. I'm going to give us a good. Yeah, I think yesterday DE40 actually made a new high. Here we go. So DE40 made a new high. For this zone where it is right now, it's not a point where it has traded to before. This is the third month, and from January, this instrument, along with other indices, have been making consecutive higher highs. You understand? So that means that there's a high chance that we could actually see a further retracement, but understand the fact that it's better to trade DE40, look out for a buy trade around the nearest support. It's always better to trade that way. Okay, not to buy at the high, but to buy once it retraces. Okay, once it retraces. And right now, we do not still have enough form of retracement for us to consider buying DE40. So that said, if I was going to buy DE40, I'll be buying at least around this zone here. Okay, I'll be buying DE40 around this zone here. We have a kind of a fair value gap that I would have actually expected DE40 to trade towards. Something like this. Something around this zone. I will actually expect DE40 to, walk around this, come towards this zone before I look out for a further buy, right? So I'm still expecting some level of retracement. Safe to say I will not be buying DE40 at this high zone where it currently is. I won't be buying DE40 at that point. I will be waiting for some level of retracement before I look out for a buy. Now, if that retracement is going to happen, we have an inverted hammer. We have a Mario Bozo on 15 minutes that has confirmed very bearish signal right now. So we have this pin bar, this shooting star here, and we have a Marubozu candle on 15 minutes. I think that we can actually look out for a sell on DE40. We can sell from 18,640. You can even do an instant sell right now. If you're doing an instant sell right now, your stop loss can be at around 18,690. Do an instant sell right now, your stop loss can be around 18,690. Or you can wait to sell from 18,640. Can wait to sell from 18,640 and at least sell from 18,640 to around 18,620. Okay, can sell from around 18,640 to 18,620. Remember that we have an inverted hammer at this resistance and a Marubozu candle. That's a strong bearish candle, right? So could actually sell now or sell from 18,640. I am selling to around 18,620 for DE40. Now, remember that if price gets to this particular zone here, from this point within this zone, at least I'll be very confident of my buy from 18,570. I'll be very confident of buying DE40 from 18,570. I'm very confident of buying DE40 from 18,570. But for now, I will be selling from 18,640 to around 18,620. Okay. So that is for DE40. Okay. Now. Okay, let's leave DE40. Let's leave DE40. Let us check out another index. Let's look at US 100. Look at US 100. So for US 100, we already have like we have a bearish momentum right now. Price is making like a bearish momentum. I think this is, what time frame is this? This is 15 minutes. First of all, let's look at it on the daily. The kind of sell I expect on DE40, we have US 100 doing something like that, some level of retracement, in the market before we look out for price continuing down. Remember that these instruments are on an uptrend, right? So something like US 100, for instance, I will first of all be looking out for a buy around this zone. Okay, if price retraces towards this zone, I will be looking out for a buy. That's around 18,400. I'll be looking out for a buy from around 18,400. Anything that makes US 100 to retrace towards 18,400, I'll look out for a buy till around let's say 18. From 18,400, I look out for a buy till around 18,480. Okay, so I look out for a buy from around 18,400 to 18,480. Okay, 18,400 to 18,480. Right now, like I said, we have some level of falls. US 100, even on 15 minutes, you can see how it is currently dropping. Kind of did a bit of retracement, but you will notice that there is a trend line that US 100 seems to be affecting US 100, right? And that is why you see that at least it's 4 times now that out of the 5 times that price has touched this trend line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of those 4 times, you've seen price actually retrace back to the downside, right? So I still expect currently, if I'm trading this market, I could sell from 18,460 for a sell. I could sell from 18,460 to around 18,430. I could sell from around 18,460 to around 18,430. Even if price retraces towards this trend line here, I could still be looking out for a sell on US 100. That is until US 100 approaches that 18,400. Until US 100 approaches that 18,400. Right now, even if it pushes back up into this, you see this trend line here. So even if it pushes back up into 18,500, I will still be selling US 100. So I will be selling for myself entry. I'm looking at selling from 18,500, and I'm also looking at selling from 18,460. From 18,500, 18,460, I'm selling to around 18,430. I'm selling to around 18,430. Now, from 18,400, my buy preference is buying from 18,400. US 100 sells to 18,400. I look out for a buy from there to around 18,480. Till around 18,480. So there's a bearish trend line currently on 15 minutes that I feel that will still play out a bit more. Okay. So yes, we're selling DE40, we're selling US 100 currently, right? So that is DE40, that is US 100. Let me consider one more indices, one more index. Let's look at US 500. So we have almost the same thing, even on US 500. We have price actually looking towards the downside, doing a bit of retracement in the market, right? Remember that price is on an uptrend. Remember that price is on an uptrend. And because price is on an uptrend, what price is currently doing can only be considered as a retracement. You understand? Can only be considered as a retracement. But right now, there's no doubt that currently these instruments are actually trading bearish. As you will see, even on US 500 here, we have a kind of bearish trend line here that price has approached 3 times and has been rejected, right? Approached it once, was rejected, second time was rejected, and then the third time is also being rejected. So it's very possible that we have price confronting this particular support again. Okay, so I could sell US 500. I could sell US 500, do an instant sell on US 500. My stop loss for that sell could be around 52.90. My stop loss for that instant sell could be around 52.90. If I'm selling US 500, I'm selling to around 52.60. If I'm selling US 500, I'm selling to around 52.60. So I could do an instant sell right now, targeting 52.60 as my take profit, stop loss at 52.90. Or I could actually want to sell, for more conservative guys, I may actually want to sell from 52.70. Okay, I could want to sell from 52.70 down to 52.60. Okay, but yes, the market is looking bearish, for the short term. Okay, so that's for US 500. So that is DE40, that is US 100, that is US 500, right? So let's check out commodities. Let's check out gold. Let's check out gold. Yes, now for gold, as you would notice, we have price just ranging as at this morning. This is the 1 hour time frame. Gold was actually rejected yesterday. It did some cool bullish moves, got to 2200 zone, and then was rejected from that point. If you check it on the daily time frame, you notice that, remember that gold actually made new highs, especially, I think even during, okay, no, not during FOMC, before FOMC, that's around CPI or something like that, it made new high. And since that time, price has done some level of retracement, but you will notice even on the daily time frame that there seems to be that bullish momentum still in the market. Now, from this point here, you'll notice that price has been making higher lows. Okay, and sometimes price does something like this before it makes a huge bullish move. Price does something like that before it makes a huge move. Sometimes price, not every time, of course, but many times before price makes a huge move, you would see it slowly pushing towards the upside. Before it makes a huge downward move, you see it slowly giving you those, indications that, oh, guys, I'm going towards. So even right now, you can see it on the daily time frame that for since price made the lowest retracement on the daily time frame, and that was sorry, just to get the date, this was on the 18th. So since 18th of March, price has been closing a bit. The low of the market has been closing higher. You understand? So it tells us that whatever, US, no matter whatever gold is doing on the short term right now, there is a lot of bullish pressure in the market, and you would even notice it on 1 hour, how that the lows have actually been going higher. Can you see the lows that we can note have actually been going higher in the market, right? So personally, I still feel like gold might likely approach this untested resistance again. You understand? I still feel gold might approach this untested resistance. Right now, the current support zone that gold will be battling with is this point here. And that is why it's kind of taking a breather here, because this place is like a resistance zone to price. Okay. So if I'm buying gold, I could be buying gold from 2180. I could be buying gold from, let's say, 2190 and buying gold all the way to 2200. I could buy gold from 2190 all the way to 2200. Okay, so I could buy gold from 2190 all the way to 2200. So if you are looking out for a buy in gold also, apart from buying from 2190, even if gold retraces towards let's see, if gold retraces towards 2170, I'll still look out for a buy. If gold falls back towards 2170, I'll still look out for a buy. But for gold, I think my preference is more of a buy, especially from 2190. I'll be buying up to 2200. You understand? Now, for short term, for shorter term trade, the entry we give us, 1 hour. Let's even say gold is able to break this particular point here. Gold is able to break above 2182. Is able to close above 2182. I could still look out for a buy even earlier than that 2190. You understand? If gold is able to close above 2182, could buy to that 2200 we talked about, right? Now, even if gold retraces back to 2170, I will still be looking out for a buy from that point. You understand? So like what I've explained is that, yes, the market is not giving us a very clear direction, especially on 1 hour, but you will notice that when we look at it on the daily time frame, there's bullish pressure in gold. When we look at it on the daily time frame, once again, you'll notice that gold has been giving us higher lows. The low price of gold has been trading higher. Okay, so there seems to still be bullish pressure in the gold market. And if that happens, gold might be testing new highs, just like US 100 has been doing, just like D40, just like US 30 and those instruments. Most of the instruments paired against the dollar, especially major alternatives of the dollar, have been hitting new highs from the beginning of this year. So it's very possible that gold does it again. Okay, so that's for gold. Then one more commodity we'll check out, oil WTI. Oil WTI. Now, let's give us a clearer chart. Good. Now, if you look at oil WTI, this is the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. After price made this breakout here, price has actually traded to a new zone where it's like taking a, let's say, a breather, taking a rest. Okay, and if you trace that zone, you'll find out that it's not the first time. This is a zone that has actually acted as a price barrier in the past. Okay, and right now oil is actually trading bearish. Now if we consider the trend of oil, we can see that oil has been able to give us higher lows. Okay, the most recent low in oil is just around the corner. Okay, and if oil trades to that point, especially below that point, it would have broken structure. So have broken structure to show that, oh, there's likely going to be further retracement in the market. Okay, so we do not really have any high impact that we're expecting in oil. I don't know of crude oil inventories. I think normally before now crude oil inventories come out Wednesdays. Yeah, we have one today, 3:30, although it's now low impact, but maybe that could actually help to move the market. Okay, so that's why I say if you check it on 1 hour now, you can see that around where I marked my chart, oil WTI is marking that place as a proven support. Is marking that place as a proven support. Now, what does that mean? That means that is a zone that price has been rejected a couple of times. Okay, and that's why I said that if price can break below that point, then price would have broken structure. Okay, so in terms of taking a trade, this is a zone where I'll be looking out for buying oil. Actually, this is a zone I'll be looking out for buying oil. So once oil sells into 80.30, from 80.30 even to 80, that's from that 80 zone. Once oil gets into the 80.30 to 80.00 zone, from that point, I will be looking out for a buy. I'll be looking out for a buy till at least 81.30. So if oil buys into, or oil sells into the 80.30 zone up to the 80.00 zone, if oil sells into that zone, I will be looking out for a buy on oil to around 81.30. I'll be looking out for a buy on oil to around 81.30. So I'm buying oil from this particular strong support zone here. Okay, so that's not the regular oil, but this is oil WTI. So you want to be sure you're trading oil WTI. If you're checking, it's oil.WTI. Okay, so I'm buying oil from the 80.30 zone. If it sells into 80.30, even to 80.00 zone, I will be buying from that place. I'll be buying from there to around 81.30. I'll be buying from there till around 81.30. You understand? So that's how I will be trading oil, considering the fact that, like we said, it's still around this particular low point here. If it breaks below this point, then it has broken structure. I feel like this is a good place where I expect oil to, push back to the upside. Okay. Now, if oil somehow closes below this point, especially if oil closes below 79.80, oil closes below 79.80, then it has broken structure. Remember how we have explained in the past that if price breaks structure, okay, if price breaks structure, most times price will return towards that point, okay, to pick up liquidity before it continues. Let me give you a very good example. Even looking at this oil, we can get a very good example here. Now look at this. this place was, if you're looking at your screen now, this place was a point where, price was kind of rejected, and then price broke structure. When price returned towards that place, price broke structure. So once price broke structure, what did price do? Price came back towards that zone to pick liquidity before pushing further up. So most times, not every time, of course, but most times, once price breaks structure, price returns towards that point, pick liquidity, and then now moves up from there. And sometimes price does it around fair value gaps, to pick liquidity and all that. You understand? So that's likely what will happen. Even if price breaks, remember we have said that we expect to buy oil WTI from 80.30 to around 80.00. Those zones, we expect to buy it from that point to around 81.30. Now, if somehow oil breaks below that zone, breaks below 79.80, what oil will likely do is oil will sell down to this point here. Oil will sell down to this 79.20. Now, apart from that, oil may actually return back to this place, return back here, pick liquidity, and head down. You understand? And that's how price usually works. I can show you, just to explain, I can show you another example. Of course, I'm more interested in explaining why these things happen like this, because I feel that's what helps you even when you're not in a meeting like this, right? So for instance, this is what I mean. This is Euro USD, for example. Okay, what happens? Euro USD is selling from this point here. Euro USD is giving us lower lows, beautiful, giving us lower highs and lower lows. That's a downtrend, right? Now, Euro USD gets here to the last low. From here, it trades and gives us a higher high. It's not supposed to give us a higher high. It's supposed to continue giving us a higher low because that's a downtrend. A downtrend is made up of higher high and higher low. So what does it do? This is the last high. But Euro USD comes and breaks above that place, breaks structure at that point. When it does that, it pushes up. But what does it do? It returns back to that place to take liquidity and then what? Pushes up. Because most likely above this place, you have buy stops, you have stop losses and all that. It comes there, takes liquidity, clears all those order, and then pushes all the way up. Let's see another example. From here now, Euro USD was giving us lower lows, right? It was giving us lower because as price broke this particular liquidity, price now started going upwards, right? From this down point that price got to, price started giving us higher highs and higher lows. Now it got here, the last high, right? It's not supposed to give us a low that is lower than the last low. Okay, so it did that here when it broke this point here. It broke this point here. It broke structure here. What did it do? Goes back up, picks liquidity from this point and heads further down. So anytime price newly breaks a structure, once price newly breaks a structure, there's a high chance that you want to wait for price to return towards that particular point where it broke structure, take liquidity from there and head upwards. This is another example here. Euro USD on the daily time frame. This is a very good downtrend, right? This is a good downtrend. This is the last low. Okay, but somehow price comes and trades above the last high. This is the last high here. So we're supposed to be getting lower highs, just as we have been having lower highs. We're supposed to get lower highs, but this price comes and breaks above this last high. It breaks structure there. But what does it do? It comes back, takes liquidity, and heads towards the upside. You understand? So I just gave this example to explain why I feel like even if oil breaks this particular point, it's actually an opportunity for us. Remember, we said we're selling oil from 80.30 even to 80.00. Once oil is within that price range, once oil is within the price range of 80.00, 80.30, I'm going to be buying oil to 81.30. Okay, now even if oil breaks below 79.80, I'll be looking out to sell to this place. But it's very possible that if it breaks below here, it will first come back to this 80.20 zone or 80.30 zone before it heads downwards. You understand? That's why sometimes you can be on a particular position. Maybe you are on a sell and price has just broken to the upside. Okay, price has just broken to the upside. So what happens to you? Now, price will now come back towards that your sell position. That means that your loss will now be reducing and you'll be like, oh, thank God, nice. And then the loss starts to increase. You understand? So you need to watch out for points like that. Okay, right now, that's what you will take. For those persons who, calling us to go back to entries, it's very important that you're here as early as possible and you listen as much as possible, because that's not actually easy. You understand? It's not easy to do that. It's very important that you listen, and that's why this is not a signal group. It's not, if it's signal, you don't need to join the meeting. We'll just send the entries to you. You're joining the meeting, just using data to join the meeting because you want to know why we are buying and why we are selling. You understand? So you need to show me that you're really listening. You understand? Good. So I'm going to take that gold entry one more time, but that's it. Okay. So we said that since it's the entry you want, I'll just give the entry. I'll not really bother explaining why. So we are looking at a buy from 21.90 to around 2200. That's what we're looking at for a buy. We said even if price closes above 2182, if price closes above 2182, we can actually look out for that buy. But we're actually looking out for buy on gold as our preference. Okay, so yes, that's it. We will continue tomorrow. We'll continue today for our 2 p.m. session, the live trading session. By 11 p.m. today, FOMC member will be speaking, but that's well beyond our active trading session. So it's technical trading. We'll work with that. We will continue by 2 p.m. with this same link. Okay, so make sure to join us by 2 p.m. For the live trading session with this same link, and it's 2 p.m. So that means that we'll be starting to take advantage of 2:30. So it's 2 p.m. So that means that we'll likely be starting as soon as possible. You want to be there as early as possible, okay, so that you get the entries, right? Right now we actually have up to 150% bonus, Easter bonus, especially for first-time deposits. Then up to 100% deposit bonus, Easter bonus. So make sure you take advantage of that, so that you can have greater trading ability. Okay, so for that bonus, you need to fund at least 100K. Okay, you need to fund at least 100K to take advantage of 100% bonus, Easter bonus that we are currently running. You can reach out to your account officers for more information on that. Okay, thank you so much. What's this? Can you do the Zoom now for me? This person is funny. Okay, thank you so much for your time, guys. We will continue by 2 p.m. But for now, bye for now. Wish you a very profitable trading day. Bye for now.